Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we have a major hurdle that was crossed in the acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft, and it looks like we have an Xbox showcase to look forward to this summer. We have those topics and a lot more to cover, but before we get started, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. That's the best way to let me know you enjoy the content on this channel. Now let's get started. Before we get into some of the bigger news, a little follow-up to an article that we covered yesterday. Sony had announced that if you were subscribed to both PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, that when the new service comes along, you'll automatically be enrolled in the PlayStation Plus Premium for the duration of whichever one of those previous services expired last. This led to some speculation that, you could just stack the PlayStation Plus out for years and get an absolute bargain. Well, it looks like Sony figured that out. This coming to us from IGN, Sony has reportedly stopped PlayStation Plus users stacking their membership. Sony has seemingly disabled the ability to redeem PlayStation Plus codes from third-party retailers or via the PlayStation Store. Some users have tried to extend or stack their PlayStation Plus membership after news broke that those with simultaneous PS Plus and PS Now subscriptions will get upgraded to PS Plus Premium in June, with the length of the new subscription being equal to their longest current membership. But after purchasing a PS Plus code, users then reported the codes being rejected after an attempted redemption. Now it does seem like you can still stack PS Now, which is the more expensive of the two. And there were some reports of people saying they contacted Sony and this was confirmed. And basically Sony said, well, you can add that service on when your current month expires. So if you were planning to buy up a whole bunch of PlayStation Plus and hopefully a little bit of PlayStation Now in order to get the most out of your buck, I wouldn't try it. Next, it looks like Microsoft has crossed another hurdle with the Activision Blizzard acquisition. This coming from VGC, Activision Blizzard stockholders overwhelmingly vote in favor of Microsoft acquisition. More than 98% of the shares voted to approve the transaction. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that the deal is going to go through. It still has to be investigated by the FTC. And a lot of stockholders are thinking that this may actually be shut down. The stock for Activision Blizzard wasn't doing too well after this announcement. However, the FTC does have until June 30th of 2023 to approve the deal, so we could be more than a year out before we finally hear if this is approved. Next, we had heard rumors that Microsoft was sort of planning their own showcase sometime this summer, and this was even before E3 was cancelled. Well, let's take a look here from news.xbox.com. Join us Sunday, June 12th for the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. Today we are excited to announce that the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase will stream on Sunday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific. This show will feature amazing titles coming from Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, and our partners around the world. And they've got a list here of all the different places you can watch the showcase. And of course I have to wonder what kind of announcements will be here. Obviously I think we'll see a whole lot of Game Pass announcements. And last year we got a first look at Forza Horizon 5, so I'm hoping maybe we'll see some DLC for that. We have State of Decay 3 being worked on, a new Perfect Dark, as well as a Fable reboot. So I don't know if we'll see all of that, but hopefully we'll see some pretty good games. So we know that a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has been worked on for a little while. EA officially announced it back in January, along with 2 other new Star Wars projects. And now we may have a little bit more information about this. Star Wars Jedi 2 is reportedly new-gen only and won't release until 2023. This article coming to us from VGC, VentureBeat reporter Jeff Grubb made the claim during his premium Giant Bomb show, Grub Snacks, and then transcribed here by VGC, Star Wars Jedi 2 is going to be new gen only, where it's PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and then of course PC. One of the reasons they're going to be able to do that is because it's not coming out until 2023. The game is for sure now not coming out until 2023. Grubb, who is generally reliable on these things, also went on to claim that EA is dropping the Fallen Order name for the sequel, and that we may see the first glimpse of this game at Star Wars Celebration coming this May. Now, if you haven't played Fallen Order, it's really one of the best single-player Star Wars games I've played in a long time. And I do have high hopes for the sequel, and I'm definitely willing to wait longer than first anticipated in order to have a great game. Next, in an interesting bit of news, many of you may be familiar with the game Balan Wonderworld and just what a colossal failure it was, but there may be some good reasons for that. This article from Nintendo Everything, Yuji Naka filed lawsuit against Square Enix over Balan Wonderworld, was removed as director. It turns out that Naka was removed from the project twice. 6 months before the game launched, a trade order was issued to have him pulled as director, which prompted the lawsuit. The trial has now ended, though we don't have the specifics about the verdict. However, we at least know that the trade order is no longer in effect. And then when writing about this situation, Naka questioned Square Enix's commitment to game quality and fans. He also apologized to fans for the state in which Balan Wonderworld is, calling it unfinished. Now luckily, I didn't buy Balan Wonderworld, and after seeing the reviews when they came out, I have no desire to. Now if for some reason it ever comes up on Game Pass, I may just play it just to laugh. But you do have to wonder what and all was going on behind the scenes here for the director to be pulled. But at least now Square Enix can have one of the worst games ever made. And then finally, let's wrap up with the most recent Famitsu Sales coming out of Japan. So these most recent weekly sales have quite a few new entries in them. In the top two places, you have eBaseball Powerful Pro Baseball 2022 for both the Switch and the PS4. And this is a Japanese only release, but they did bump Kirby and the Forgotten Land down to third place. And then again we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And then we have a new entry, Yomawari 3, which is a Japanese only horror action adventure video game. Followed by Minecraft, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and then another new entry, Hyperdimension, Neptunia, Sisters vs. Sisters, and then 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, and then finally Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. So it's good to see at least 3 new titles here in the top 10, with of course eBaseball taking up 2 slots for 2 different systems. And then let's switch over to the hardware sales. We again have the PlayStation 5 right there in the middle of the pack of the Switch systems, with of course the Switch OLED model coming in first place, and then we have the Xbox Series S in 5th, and then the PS5 Digital in 6th, Xbox Series X in 7th, and then the 2 replacements for broken consoles. And of course this is a big contrast to what we've been seeing recently from Microsoft, where on Wednesday they were announcing that they were the highest grossing console in the last quarter. And with the Xbox sales being so low in Japan, I really do have to wonder how easy are they to find in Japan. If anybody has an idea, please leave a comment below and let us all know. And that's all we have for today's video. Did anything we talk about catch your attention? Were you planning to try to stack the PlayStation Plus subscription in order to get the new PlayStation Plus Premium at a super discount? And do you think the FTC will approve Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard? Drop a comment about those or any of the other topics we covered today. I want to thank you for watching, have a great weekend, and be good.